Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
What up, y'all? It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Got a special guest with us in the building.
Chance the Rapper.
Woo!
Yeah.
You got a special guest? Who you got with you, Chance?
It's Donnie Trumpet.
What's up, everybody?
I
saw you tweet that out. You said Breakfast Club with Donnie. I'm like, who the hell on this show is named Donnie?
Who's Donnie? Tell him who's Donnie.
Donnie Trumpet. What's up, everybody?
Well, no, let's start back. Who is Chance? Because I'm familiar with you, but I've never really heard a song, never heard a verse.
Yeah.
So for someone like me who's not up on Chance the Rapper, who are you?
All right. I'm the rapper. I'm from Chicago, 21.
You're
two
a rapper?
mixtapes out. Yeah.
So never guessed.
I'm the rapper, but I'm an artist of sorts, and I'm from Chicago. I'm for the people, and I got 2 mixtapes out.
All right, well,
Acid Rap is one.
Acid Rap is the
that
project.
came out a couple years ago.
That would be the one that you know. Yeah.
Right. The one before that, I guess you.
10 Day, you might know it, you might not know it.
Now, explain the concept of 10 Day.
10 Day was recorded while I was on 10-day suspension from high school.
What you do? Why you get suspended?
Weed.
I had marijuana. I don't know what the rules are for FM radio. But saying I had weed, not really a lot of weed, but like on school property, I guess.
Oh, like a half a zip, a zip?
No, like a maybe a quarter,
Okay.
But
You were
like,
selling or smoking?
I was smoking, but they were trying to say I had intent to sell, but I didn't. I had it in one bag. It was for me. It doesn't matter. I had weed.
You tell him I'm a user.
I wasn't really trying to say nothing to them. I didn't know what was incriminating and what was not, so I was chilling, but they gave me the suspension.
Did somebody tell on you? Because I'm going to tell you something. When I was in high school, and I probably shouldn't say
That was
this.
a long time ago.
But when I was in high school, we
day.
used to get money when we used to tell on people for having weed.
What? What kind of
It was
snitching?
paid informant.
Wow.
So if it was like lame dudes I know, like what is he doing with weed? I would go tell on them. I'd go to the principal and be like, oh, he got weed in his shoe.
So you've always been like this?
Because the lame dudes would try to act cool and be like, yo, look, I got weed. I got a gun. So we tell on them and get money.
Wow,
True.
so you got gun charges for people and everything.
That's what's up.
So did somebody tell on you? Or?
I hope not. That'd be crazy if I found out somebody told on me. I think it was just the school was into like what I was on and stuff. So like they kind of followed me around. The police officer that was issued to the school would kind of like randomly check my locker and all types of stuff. And he was actually one who found me. I was a little bit actually like a couple blocks away from school because I went to school downtown. So like I was like in an alley somewhere and dude just walked up on me and grabbed me, took me back to the school, made sure they kicked me out of school, and then took me to the station. So
you was off 10 days and you did a mixtape in the library.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had studio equipment in the library.
They didn't. So there's this thing called U Media in Chicago, which is it's through Chicago Public Libraries, and they basically give the space for young kids to learn how to use media, whether it be like using the internet and different programs for making work stuff, or also like instruments and production software and a recording studio and music theory classes. Me and Donnie both grew up in it, and they're like kind of expanding it now, so I'm working really closely with them.
So
Why you didn't pass the weed to Donnie?
Man.
Donnie, do you carry the weed now? What is the role?
No, definitely not. I have my own personal weed carrier, so
Okay.
I can avoid
He's all nuts.
all 10-day suspensions. I don't want any of that trouble.
So you told your mom you was going to the library to study and you was actually making a mixtape.
Yeah, I mean, I think my mom was glad that I was at the library regardless. I didn't have to really expound on what I was doing there. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to the library. But it was like, it was like all that stuff. And then there was also an open mic program through there called Lyricist Life. And like, it was led by a guy named Brother Mike, rest in peace. But he was my mentor growing up. And he would just have all these kids from the city, you know what I'm saying, all sides of the city because it was right downtown. So like all the trains came there. And everybody would come and just, make a statement, like dance or sing or, rap or do a little bit of comedy. Footwork and stuff but people would come up and present, and that was my spot. That's how I gained my fans.
Now I did just read that you opened up a digital library in Chicago.
Yeah, so I opened up the Carter G. Woodson. Shout out to Carter G. Woodson. I think it's still February right now.
Yeah,
still Black History Month.
Yeah, he made Black History Month, as you know.
Well, I'll tell you what made me go back and listen to your music. It was Lollapalooza, and they were saying that you were like the highlight of Lollapalooza last year. Not only was it Chicago, but you brought out R. Kelly came out and performed with you. You had everybody. You were teaching everybody how to.
Did you watch the R. Kelly tape growing up?
That's wild. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was R. Kelly on the tape. So.
He said it wasn't him.
You learn anything from that tape? I learned how to eat from that tape.
Oh my God, you crazy!
And I've been trying to peak like R. Kelly did for years, but it hasn't happened.
Charlamagne, do you mind if I finish?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
Thank
ahead.
you very much. Yeah, so that's actually what made me go back and say, okay. And you were on the XXL freshman cover.
Yes, sir.
And that was another thing. But when Troy Ave was up here, he said y'all had some type of issue. Like, he called you a weirdo.
He said he walked up to your face and called you a weirdo rapper.
Why would
me and Troy Ave are cool peoples. We met at the XXL shoot. We didn't know each other really before that, but
was he acting standoffish?
Nah, we was cool. It was very cool. I don't know. Maybe he felt standoffish and I just didn't detect it. But we're cool. You know what I'm saying? When I got really sick early last year when I was getting ready to play Coachella, and he texted. I had like a high flu, like a high temperature mixed with flu, mixed with like tonsillitis, just a bunch of stuff from.
I remember because everybody was excited after the Lollapalooza. Everybody was like, "We got to see Chance the Rapper perform."
Yeah. I mean, I did the first weekend of Coachella. Brought out Justin Bieber. It was a huge thing. Then I went on a string of shows like for my birthday because my birthday was in between. I got really sick on that little in between week, and then when it was time for the next weekend, I came down with this, you know what I'm saying, terrible temperature and flu and stuff. So I couldn't play. But a lot of people hit me up with like words of like, you know what I'm saying, I hope you're doing all right. And Troy was one of them. And like.
He didn't like you back then at the XXL.
He probably just didn't know you.
We didn't know each other. I think the thing is, we both didn't really understand where each other were coming from at first, but like now we understand. Like we just have our own lanes, and we both want each other to be successful.
Yeah, Troy says he's the dealer, and guys like you are the user.
Yeah, I mean,
he just said he wasn't selling weed at school. He's using it.
There's different ways to look at everything, right?
Don't you think it's kind of messed up that it's classism in rap, though?
For sure. I think it's messed up that it's classism in the world, but definitely in rap, I think it's weird that rap is like one of the only like, you know, really, really, not just competitive sport musics, but like contact sport music. You know what I'm saying? Like there always feels like there has to be one defined, objective winner of music, and we always have to find one person that's, you know, killing everybody else. And it's not really like that in other genres. And I think that's, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's just weird. I think it's like, you know what I'm saying, systematically like that because it's a predominantly black art and it's a successful art. So people don't want it to be like, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of people taking over music, and it would rather be, you know what I'm saying, you know, the crabs in the barrel thing. Yeah. I think everybody can move successfully and do what they want to do and make the type of music they want to make, and it'll make the genre as a whole, and not just the genre, but because we said it's a predominantly black genre, like it'll make the people move as a whole.
Right. Now, you also volunteered for Barack Obama when he was campaigning. Yeah. How was that? Because they said your dad worked closely with him. Yeah.
No, my pops has worked with Barack for a long time.
Your pops in the government? What does he do?
Yeah, my pops is like a mover and a shaker, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has worked in government for a really long time. He works in the mayor's office now. But, yeah, all throughout high school, he worked in the White House. And I used to live in D.C. I think you're from, like, D.C., right? Or no,
South Carolina.
South Carolina. My fault.
SC.
But, yeah. But, yeah, I grew up, you know what I'm saying, working.
So how did your pops feel with you going into the rap game since you were so connected politically?
I mean, when I was really young, because I've been doing this since I was really young, since I was like, you know, 13, 14. Like, I think originally it wasn't necessarily the main idea, but I think it as it grew, my dad is like, you know, he was a campaign manager. He put people in office, showed people to the people, you know what I'm saying? And my dad at a certain point kind of campaign managed me and showed me how to, like, you know, print flyers and move on foot and work organically with the people to, like, build my base.
You was a political activist kind of. You was out there.
I'm for the people.
So your dad's the dude from Scandal. What's the guy's name from Scandal?
Don't look at me.
I don't watch Scandal.
All right,
all right, so would you say that Lollapalooza in Chicago was probably, like, to date, maybe your biggest, most impactful performance?
Definitely for me.
Yeah, well, we had played Lollapalooza a couple years in a row.
Who is we, Donnie? What do you do?
I play the trumpet mostly, but I do lots of things. As Donnie Trumpet. Yeah.
So y'all a group?
Yeah, we're a band.
Okay.
Yeah, we're the social experiment.
Yeah.
We're a collective.
We are the social experiment. Donnie is the leader. He played with Kids These Days and with Frank Ocean, and we've worked together in the past. And eventually we started our own band, Social Experiment. So we've been, you know what I'm saying, we're the name in front of our, you know what I'm saying, like all of our events that we throw, you know, we do like you just said, social and political activism, and we do that as a social experiment. We just make a lot of moves, but yeah, Donnie is like...
You're the first one coming out with a solo album?
The first one coming out with a group project. So the first social experiment project as a unit is headed by Donnie Trumpet.
I like that name. What's the social experiment? What is the social experiment exactly? I like that name. Like, what is y'all two social experiment?
Okay, so the social experiment is more than just me and Donnie, but it's a collective of a lot of different artists that, you know what I'm saying, are interested in making dope, free stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even really just refer to music, but like it's a blend of production and writing. That's how we started off. Like after I finished my last project, Acid Rap, I started doing a lot of writing and producing for other artists in this collective called The Social Experiment, and worked with some really dope artists like El Varner and J. Cole and Jill Scott and Wyclef and a lot of different people. And eventually we were like, yo, like while we were touring as the band, as my backup band for my live shows, we started making songs that we were like, we shouldn't necessarily show this to anybody or try and get somebody to sing it or rap it or, you know what I'm saying, put it out. We should put it out ourselves. So since then, we've just been on kind of a mission to make the dopest stuff that we can possible.
And give it away free?
Yeah, that's the move. That's what.
And what, charge for shows, merchandise, what?
Yeah, I mean, money's going to be made in different ways. I think, like, there are, like you said, merchandise, touring, sponsorships. There's a lot of ways for artists to make money without necessarily selling their songs for $1 or doing, like, a small deal with Spotify for, you know what I'm saying, some type of distribution.
So you've met with all kinds of labels. You just have opted not to sign.
Yeah, I mean, it's a deep conversation. A lot of thoughts come to my mind when I
This is a deep show.
Yeah, I like how deep it gets. Thank you, Charlamagne, for the deep questions. I think
Have you watched the R. Kelly tape?
Right, deep. No, I think like the whole thing with music is that it's moving in a direction where it's gonna become a little bit more exclusive. I love the way that music is very inclusive and it's used to bring a lot of people to different things, mainly advertising, you know what I'm saying, building of brands and stuff. But I think
it's not just a black thing anymore.
It's not just a black thing anymore, you know what I'm saying? It's not just a, you know what I'm saying, a musical thing. It's about music and lyrics. It's about being able to relate with people. And I think all of that stuff is dope, but we're kind of trying to retract it into you know what I mean when I say bohemian society? Like a society.
That's what Juliana Rancic just said. Zendaya smells like.
Zendaya
she said she smelled like a bohemian society.
Like patchouli oil.
No, it's patchouli oil.
Yeah. We also want people to stop hating on people for having dreadlocks. Also, like that's one of the things.
But with the independent thing, you mentioned independent. Is it successful? Because a lot of artists say they're independent and they're getting $6-7 an album. We know that's not true. It sounds great. It sounds good, but we don't see the money. So is it a way that you want to go? Because with a major, they will push you to a scale that you can't do independently.
I might not necessarily agree with you on pushing you to a level that you might not be able to get to. There is definitely the distribution. They could put you in the seat that I'm in right now and tell you, you know what I'm saying, to go up to the radio stations. They can put you on a stage somewhere like I was last night. They could put you in a lot of different places. But I think it's about being, you know what I'm saying, the manager of the project, of the product. You know what I'm saying? Like
how you get there.
Right, exactly. So like, for me and for Nico and for the Social Experiment, Nico is his real name. I know Donnie is his name that everybody knows him as, but I call him Nico.
Come on, Donnie, choose one.
Yeah. But for us, it's about that groundwork. It's about, like, you know what I'm saying, having that person-to-person connection. So people that buy my music or invest in me as a product and as a person know me, and they feel like I'm connected to the community and connected just in a way that's closer than, like, you know, that third-person relationship when you're buying an album from Def Jam, but you're supporting this one artist. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
The label is, you know what I'm saying, pushing the product, and then there's the consumer, and the consumer is the John.
So basically, you're the connect and the first-hand supplier.
Exactly.
Controlling your own database.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when Madonna comes to you and says, "I need you to get on this song," there's no clearances that she can just come to you and you can hop on.
Yeah, I mean, we still got to work out. Yeah, we still got to work out our clearances. I still need my side artist agreement. I still got lawyers. I still, like, you know what I'm saying,
But there's no record label.
But there's nobody that's going to take the percentage. There's nobody that's going to say, okay, I'm going to work out the deal for you and figure out how much you're worth.
So you guys own your own publishing?
Yeah, we got our own publishing house. We got, you know what I'm saying, we do the stuff the way we want to do it. I'm sorry, am I talking too much?
No, you're good.
I got a very deep question for Donnie. Donnie, deep question. Do you get a lot of playing the trumpet? Because people always say give the drummer something. You never hear somebody say give the trumpet.
Classically, it is a very women-friendly instrument.
Got you.
It requires a lot of mouth work.
Do a lot of blowing.
Oh.
There you go. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the beautiful sound.
Maybe
it's the man behind the trumpet.
True.
It's all those things.
So listen, you smashing Madonna or what, man? Because she bought you a scooter. She just not gonna buy you no scooter, bro.
Yeah.
She can afford it.
She bought you a scooter.
She definitely. I asked her for
Don't
the
tell me
scooter.
you're doing verses for scooters, Chance.
No, I'm definitely not doing no verses for no scooters. But no, we're close friends. She's a very respectable woman.
How did that happen? You're 21 years old. Madonna's 60 something.
Right.
How do y'all become close friends?
Oh, that's actually funny. I just realized. Well, I met her through Frank Ocean, who's a friend of mine. He brought her to a show once in LA.
So
Yeah.
random.
How does Frank Ocean know Madonna too?
I don't know.
I mean, Madonna's one of those people we think about being on this super, like on another planet. You know what I'm saying? Like her and Michael used to.
Like
live
you
on
don't just see
planet together.
Madonna at his show.
We also see Madonna with Big Daddy Kane back in the day. Like Madonna.
Now, you know how long ago
Madonna
that
moves
was?
around.
She
Madonna
moves
knows
around.
what's up. You know what I'm saying? She comes to what she
So was she a
thinks is
fan of
poppin'.
yours? Or?
Yeah, I guess she came through. Frank had put her onto the music, and I only know Frank through Donnie, or originally knew him through Donnie. But yeah, Frank brought her through a show. We met real quick. We didn't talk for a while, and then we were at some festival, and I got a call from Jay-Z, and he was like, "Yo, Madonna asked me to get on this record, this iconic record about icons, blah blah blah, and I think that it'd be better if somebody who was a new person, who I think could be a new icon, got on the record."
So Hov just called.
Oh, there's too many holes in your story. First of all, does Hov just have your number to call you? Who are you, Chance?
He actually didn't call my personal cell. He called Pat, the manager, my manager. But yeah, we know some people at Rock Nation. Jay-Z had us play the Made in America Festival last year. Him and his wife came and checked out our set. So
the wife, Beyonce.
Yeah,
Jigga's boo.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say that on. You can say Jigga. Oh, Jigga's boo. All right. I thought you were trying to be clever and stuff.
I mean, that was clever. Come on.
That was very clever.
Yes.
He said say that?
He's been saying that all morning.
Now, The Rock's daughter came out to one of your shows, too.
Yeah.
That didn't make the news
Malia.
like when she supported Joey Badass.
Yeah, I don't know. People are out for Joey, and I don't really understand it. But like, yeah, like she likes music. I'm not really close to her, but like we maybe met a couple times when I was a shorty.
Okay.
Because like I said, my dad used to work for Obama. But
is your dad like Jason Bourne, and like everybody knows this, so that's why like you're so easy to get like
very much so.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very easy. My dad doesn't work in the music world and stuff, but like when I want to do like we were talking about the social activism and political activism, and you know us starting our own open mic in Chicago, and us working with the Field Museum to do a free museum campus day for South and West Side neighborhoods, and anything that we want to do.
Right.
I know I have the proper channels, and it's through my connections.
And like the tactics that we learned early on for just getting music to the people, and just like understanding and realizing our own fan base and our own friends could be the people that support us, you know, artistically. You know, like his father's background in politics definitely contributed to us being out on the street, like passing out mixtapes and you know.
So I'm trying to figure this out. Did all of this start happening for you in 2013 when you did Acid Rap? Is that when you started getting all these connections, the Jay-Z's, the Madonnas, the Justin Biebers?
The Andre 3000.
Did all of this happen in that year?
Yeah, I would say for the most part. Like 2012, I dropped the 10-day project. I was a year out of high school, and things were bubbling for me in the city. Like, and the city as a whole was popping. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was coming up around the same time, and then I think the Acid Rap project was just a little bit better put together, and we had a better game plan for it, and I put out, you know what I'm saying, professionally put out a tape as Chance the Rapper before. So once I put that out and we had like the game plan set for how we're going to tour it, how we're going to do merch, and you know what I'm saying, just a full, you know, well thought out game plan, things took off, and I think people just started to take notice.
Now, what's up with Vic Mensa? Because I do listen to him. I got put on to Vic Mensa when I was at South by Southwest last year, and I saw him perform at the Woodies. So I was like, yo, what's up with this Vic Mensa dude? He had I think it was Save the Money or Save
Money.
Save Money.
That's him.
And it was like, him and Chance the Rapper in a group. And I'm like, they go that name, Chance the Rapper again. So who's Vic to you?
Don't you feel inclined to
That's my
listen
brother.
out?
Yeah, you should talk about Vic first. Vic
That's
and
my
Nico
brother.
grew up
We went to grade school together, and went through lots of different musical phases of you know, like a rock phase where we all listened to like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and stuff, and then we went through like a hip hop phase where, you know what I'm saying, where like we only listened to old school hip hop and like underground hip hop and hip hop that was all about like hip hop, and then right, and then we were in a band together called Kids These Days for a couple years in Chicago, and we kind of we would do all the guerrilla tactics that we were talking about, you know, Chance doing for Acid Rap and 10 Day. Like, we would be in the high schools, you know, selling tickets and going to different high schools in the city and blasting our music out the trunk and trying to sell tickets and trying to get people to come to shows and stuff. So, yeah, we just kind of came up in a real musical place, and with the band, you know, Vic got a lot of experience writing music in that way, like jamming in a room with a bunch of people playing instruments. You know, he's always been a very instrumental person, a vocalist, and, you know, so when we would play shows, a lot of times Chance would come up and rap verses or just like jump around and
turn
like
up. 2011, 2010.
Yeah. And then when we started playing South by Southwest and Chance came to South by, and we just, it kind of all came together in a really organic way, you know, and we started jamming together, and rest is history.
Who do you think has been the most inspirational person that's reached out to you? Somebody that you admired, that you were shocked? Like, was it Andre 3000, or, you know, because he's a difficult person for people to get in contact.
He's definitely hard to get.
Yeah. 3 Stacks is like, you know what I'm saying? I think most people that make music that are our age, you know what I'm saying, and people that are older and younger, but
he's the
definitely
one.
for our generation. Yeah, we feel like he's
the best.
You know, the best. And so, like,
can you really put him in that category? Though? I always had this conversation with, and I love Andre 3000, but he's never given us a full body of work rap wise
as a solo artist. But as Outkast, they put out some of the best albums in hip hop.
Greatest group, no question. Yeah. But him as a solo artist, I don't know yet.
Well, The Love Below was like one of the best albums, if we just counted that as a
project. The Love Below spawned the whole 808 and Heartbreaks thing to me.
Yeah, it spawned a whole lot of music. It let people know that you could do something different in hip hop. I think every one of their albums did. It took, you know what I'm saying, black music out of the box and made people feel like.
And just the whole idea of being a rapper. I mean, like, being a vocalist and being a rapper and being like being an instrument, you know, like he the way he changes his voice or manipulates his voice and like pitches it up in weird ways, or like speeds stuff up and slows stuff down. Like he made his voice something more than just like writing a rap, you know what I mean? Like, and it inspired a lot of people after him to treat their voice in unique ways and to come up with their own ways of making rap music that wasn't just writing raps.
Now, when did y'all start experimenting with drugs? Because you just don't make a CD called Acid Rap. And I mean, I hear the whole Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin. It must have been around that time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll actually attribute it to somebody. This girl I used to date named Mariah D. Freed when I was a senior in high school. He knows Shorty. I can't say that on the radio because that's disrespectful.
I went to grade school with her.
Yeah, no, he knows Shorty. She was just very
bad
cool.
News, Nico?
Hippie.
She was my friend.
She was cool, but she's a hippie. She's free
Is she a trap queen now?
She's a traveler. She moves around, but she's like
traveler.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What
like,
occupation is that?
That's the type of occupation white people have. They could move around. I'm sorry. Damn, I did say that on the radio.
We're trying to bring people together, Chance.
Community. I was just making a joke, but Shorty introduced me, like, gave me some acid when I was like a junior, senior.
So you went from weed to acid, or did you start drinking first?
I'm still not a drinker. I was never really a drinker. I used to smoke weed, and I smoked cigarettes from a really young age, which was a terrible habit. But like, yeah, it went like cigarettes, weed, acid, and now I kind of really barely smoke weed.
Yeah. This is why you shouldn't come to assumptions about people, because when I saw the CD called Acid Rap, and then I heard people like Troy Ave say, you know, those are the guys that rap about using and they're the users, I wasn't interested. Yeah, like, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do acid. I'm not into that lifestyle. Yeah. But then I'm sitting here hearing you talk. You're very political minded. Your father comes from the government. You know, it seems like you're doing things very grassroots, which is another question I have, because B-Dot from Rap Radar, I asked him about you one time, and he said that you're a product of media hype. Like, a lot of publications put you on the front of their magazines and stuff early, you know, a couple years ago, and you're more of a product of media hype than actual, I guess, having a fan.
Talent?
We live in media hype. Like, the reason why people are successful a lot of the time nowadays is because of media hype, or because of the Twitter and the SoundClouds and the Facebooks and all the different ways that these kids can literally talk to Chance the Rapper, or literally talk to some of their favorite artists, you know what I mean? Like, they can explain themselves and ask questions and get information to shows and get all the information for the download of the album, and they can get whatever they need from this one place, and it's really simple and it's really easy for them to get. And I think the whole idea of Media Hype has changed by making the internet the place where people find music. Like, it's the place where people understanding and get music now. So it's like the idea of Media Hype is music now.
Did you ask for that early on with the cover of Complex, the cover of Spin? Did you want that so early?
I mean, for me, I guess for different people, it seems like it comes at a different time, right? Like, I mean, I'm 21, so to some people I might be young, and to some people I'm older. But, like, when I got the Complex stuff, like I said, I've been making music since I was 14. I was recording in basements with, you know what I'm saying, terrible microphones and all types of shit. Like, I've been through the fills and falls of a struggling rapper, you know what I'm saying? And I still feel like a struggling rapper. I still feel like I'm hungry to be.
Nah, I don't think you're struggling anymore. You
I'm
kind of
decent.
Yeah,
I got, you know what I'm saying?
You can call some Jay-Z and Madonna.
Very
You kind of
limited
made it, you know.
Polo out here and stuff, but like it's not. It's for me. It was never. I never wanted to like feel like I was something being. You know what I'm saying? Shoved down people's throats. Like,
Now, what's your relationship
That's how I
with Drake?
felt a little bit.
you felt like too many people were telling you Chance the Rapper is hot as
And I saw you on covers of magazines, and I'm like, but I've never heard a song.
Yeah.
I've never heard a verse. Like,
It's the type of music where you have to listen to the music to be like, oh my God, now I'm a subscriber. You know what I'm saying? It's not the type of music where your friend can tell you, yo, we f with Chance the Rapper now. And
But you got millions of views on YouTube. A lot of people watch your videos and
a
love
lot
your
of
records.
other artists really mess with you too.
Yeah, I mean, I
You
think.
guys,
do I
everybody
have to
wants
be
to
on
work
acid
with
to
you guys.
understand it?
I don't think you necessarily have to be on acid. I think you
At
just
all.
gotta, if you like music, if you like music and lyrics, like if you're not like a person that's like, yo, every bar's gotta be real hot, or like, yo, I only like this kind of beat. Like if you like music and lyrics.
Every bar should be hot, though.
Yeah,
Jada said once you should never waste a bar.
Yeah, oh no, I'm fire. Like, ask about me.
No,
But like, I'm very cold with
I
it.
just like this, like, you know, I see the video with you and Ab, so I just didn't like the cigarette smoking because you look young in that video. What was it, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
4 years ago?
Tell him you're old enough to buy cigarettes. You're not Kylie Jenner.
No, but back then he wasn't, and I think that, you know, promotes. He's smoking like he's smoking like a crazy person outside waiting in the cold to smoke a cigarette. Like he's smoking.
Yeah.
But the video was dope.
I have a terrible smoking habit, but I don't like. I'm not. I've realized now.
You don't smoke
I'm not
cigarettes,
trying
but
to
you
be.
smoke weed. You don't smoke weed, but you smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, it's easier to quit smoking weed though than it is to quit smoking cigarettes. But yeah, I mean, there was a certain point where I thought that was like, and because I was younger, I had a different way of thinking. But I thought that was my brand. I thought it was cool for me to be, you know what I'm saying, to be myself.
Right.
And because smoking cigarettes was myself, I want to smoke cigarettes in videos. I want to be. I'm not gonna wear different clothes for videos. I'm not gonna do this for videos because I want to be myself. And I figured out recently that cigarettes isn't myself. That's just something that I do. You know
You
what
was
I'm
in the Toyota in the middle seat rapping, but it was
exactly.
a dope video.
Yeah, no bread.
Do you think like you think your buzz has diminished a little bit? And the only reason I say that is just because of the surface. You know, back then you was on the cover of magazines and all over the place, and it's just like, to me, you kind of disappeared.
Well, I mean, I feel like I haven't released a lot of newer. I haven't released a project in a long time, and people like projects. But I think everybody's pretty excited for this Surf project, which is the first social experiment project. I mean, I think if it wasn't for that project, I probably wouldn't have sold out Webster Hall last night or got the cover of Fader, you know what I'm saying, with the whole band, or be sitting here talking to y'all. I think it's everybody's looking for what I want to do next, and I'm glad that people are interested. And the answer is I'm going to do new music. I'm going to do new dope.
What's surf about? Beaches, surfboards, waves?
It's what is surf about, Nico?
Surf originally was a play on wanting to live in LA kind of and living in Chicago, and like there's obviously no surf culture in Chicago like there is in LA, but we were making a lot of wavy music. So it was kind of you feel me? It was kind of just an ironic play on the word and the idea of surfing and that being a culture or a part of the culture, and it just kind of kept growing and changing and evolving, and then you know we brought it all to the collective, and we all just been hashing it out, and it's changed a lot and morphed into what it is, and yeah, it's just all around good vibes.
There's been a lot of rumors about what's happening on that album too. I feel like people are putting it out.
There's a lot of talk about it.
Rumors are great.
I it's a secret. I don't know. Like for me, I think for all of us, it's the dopest thing is to create music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we like creating music. That's why we spent time, you know what I'm saying, as just a writing and production collective, like making music for other people to release, because we don't necessarily think that maybe the world isn't ready to hear it out of my voice, you know what I'm saying, or maybe the world isn't ready to experience it from my platform because they won't be able to gain access to it, you know what I'm saying? Like there's higher people that could use the same songs. Mm-hmm. So we love just making records. And I think the idea behind this project was to make music as if we are a production and writing collective, and like not necessarily focus on making hot records, but making stuff that resonates with people for a long time. I think all those songs on the project are very thematic and cinematic, and every song has its own moment on the project. Every time, I think nobody's gonna be able to skip through the project. Right. It's attention grabbing from the moment that you hear it. None of the people that, other than, you know what I'm saying, Donnie Trumpet and the Social Experiment, are listed on the project. So you got to kind of listen through it to.
Oh, so you got like special guest secret verses and stuff.
Yeah, it's
like the secret menu.
It's for the listeners. It's for the listeners. Like this project, it's like car music, headphone music. Like you can listen to it in a lot of places. You can listen to it with a lot of people. You can also listen to it completely by yourself.
Don't oversell it.
You know,
okay. Just put it out.
Yeah. It also makes you stronger.
Exactly, though. That's what we're trying to do. Just let you listen.
Put it out like Beyonce. It's called Surf. You should put it out and tweet Surfboard. Boom.
Do not listen to him.
That's such a good joke.
No, that's it.
You should say it one more time because it's so.
Hold on.
It wasn't that good.
Hold on. Okay. Boom. You should do a release like Beyonce. Tweet it out. Put hashtag Surfboard.
Well. You only get these kind of jokes here at Breakfast Club in the morning. Me and Charlamagne taking over.
Now,
that's a good idea.
Now listen, both of y'all from Chicago, right?
We are from the city.
How did y'all avoid getting killed in that city?
That's a great question.
I am scared of Chicago.
Yeah, I mean,
how do y'all avoid not joining gangs, not picking up guns, going that route?
Well, when you're really, really young, it's not really, you know what I'm saying, too much thought that goes into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to learn from the people that are a little bit older than you. So, like, I think for the most part, and it might be an overstatement, but, like, I think everybody who lives in Chicago at some point threw up a gang. Like, everybody in Chicago at some point woke up feeling like, you know what I'm saying, like they were gang affiliated.
What number did you rep?
What number did I rep?
200, 300, I don't know.
No, it doesn't work like that. Oh. There's only 5s and 6s. But the point is, like,
I thought Drake was the 6.
Different kind of 6.
Yeah. Oh. The only point is, I think what we didn't understand was that there's different places to get your information from. So we created this this thing called The Staff, which is collective. It's a collective of myself, people from the Social Experiment, artists from Chicago, King Louie, Hannibal Buress, a lot of different people that I work with, where we've created this staff of people that are workers dedicated to, you know what I'm saying, creating opportunities for the youth. So we do this open mic thing that just started. We had our second one. We've had a lot of dope people come and cover it in terms of publications. But we do an open mic kind of bi-weekly for kids in high school. They bring their ID and they can come up and make a statement. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the quickest way to end, you know what I'm saying, teen violence in Chicago, but it's an outlet. And we're the people that have a real connection to these kids, and people know us on a first name basis and can come and have help. We also worked on, like I said earlier, this collaboration with the Field Museum and the entire museum campus in Chicago to make a free day for kids from the South and West Sides to come check out the museums.
So having a father just totally kept you great.
I mean,
be a father, have a father.
It's all about the decisions you make at the end of the day, no matter where you are. You know what I mean? Like, there's gangs and violence anywhere you go. It's just about how you deal with it. And I think growing up in Chicago, you know, shapes you and molds you into the kind of person that a loyal person or a group of, like, relying on your friends is okay. And, like, you know, the whole idea and gang mentality or whatever has gone completely awry, but it didn't start from a terrible place. It started from a political place. It started from a uniting place. It started from a place of sensitivity, but also a place of strength. You know what I mean? Trying to be protective of yourself and your friends around you. So I think, you know, it's not a invaluable lesson that you learn growing up in Chicago. It's just about how you deal with what comes from it.
Now, what about the OGs in Chicago? Your Kanye West, Lupe's, and Common. You do a lot of work with them?
You're doing something with Common, right?
Yeah. I've worked with Common. I've worked with Lupe. Twista. I mean, Chicago's a very small place. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I know New York is very vast, and there's a lot of greats that have come out of here from the different boroughs, and like people eventually connect over hip hop. But Chicago's the type of place where more than likely your grandma knows somebody grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like more than likely you grew up down the street from somebody. So
it's like a small town in a big city at the same time.
My grandmother and Common's mother are really good friends, for example. So Common actually called me when I was a shorty, going to the library, and left a voicemail message about how I should keep it up and like keep working on my music type. You know what I'm saying?
You get the best random phone calls.
I get the best. My phone is lit, bro. For real. Like I actually do like need my phone at all times because it could, you never know who's gonna call.
The president at any time.
It could be anybody. No, but
do you talk to Barack? I mean, I saw you in the White House, but do you talk to him just on some random
I don't
stuff?
talk to Barack like that. I wish I did. I don't have an email for the president, but I do rock with him if he wants to give me some advice or something.
You rock with
Hit
him.
my phone. He got my number.
Now let's talk Drake. You and Drake threw subliminals at each other a couple of times.
Is there a question
There's
behind
a
it?
laugh.
What's
What's your relationship with Drake?
Me and Drake are
What
very.
did he say? He said
cool.
Chance the Rapper. I don't know that. Yeah?
No,
Something like that.
I don't know
I'm
necessarily.
not a rapper. I don't know, but it's something to that effect.
I mean,
I mean,
me
I
and
heard
Drake
it, I
are
was like, I
never.
don't know him either. I'm hearing his name. But
Yeah, you might as well like start shouting me out and stuff. Say my name so people know that you don't know who I am. Me and Drake are cool though. Like I've only seen Drake a couple of times. The first time we met, we instantly talked about the record, and he told me that he wanted to collab. There was a record I was working on a long time ago called Thotty that I had written for J. Cole.
What's that about?
It's a song about
I'm being
thoughts.
sarcastic.
Okay, yeah. It's a song that'll probably never come out. I don't necessarily feel connected to that song like that anymore. But at the time, it was a hot record. A lot of records like that artists in hip hop record get passed around.
You got to clear a road for J. Cole because it sounded like you wrote a full record for J. Cole. You didn't
No.
write it?
I wrote records
Wake
with
up,
J. Cole.
Cap, easy.
J. Cole is a good friend of mine. We worked on a lot of stuff
You
together.
guys were just working together recently after he put his album out.
Yeah. So like while he was working on Forest Hill Drive and afterwards, like he was one of the closest people to the Surf Project. He was just always around. You know what I'm saying? Like recording Donnie and Jeff Giddy from our band actually ended up playing on Forest Hills Drive. We get a little social experiment shout out on the project. But that record, Thotty, was for J. Cole. I had a verse on it. J. Cole's verse never got heard. Anyways, that it got circulated. And that's what happens in hip hop is like if something's dope before it gets released, artists pass it around. Somehow Drake got it, heard it, he liked it, and I think he told me like an intern or somebody that he knew had shown him like a song I made on 10 Day on my first mixtape in 2012. Where I made like a mention to Drake. I don't even really think it was a diss, but we talked about it and we were both like, we didn't really diss each other. We did want to make a song together. We should work. And since then, I've only seen Drake. Maybe I saw him once in Chicago. He showed hella love. I came through and supported. And I bought the new album. I love the new album. So yeah, that's me and Drake's relationship in a nutshell. We've seen each other twice.
You give off a lot of positive energy, man. You ain't Donnie.
Thank you, man.
I didn't know what to expect.
man.
I really thought y'all was gonna be some drug using
Not at all.
idiots, but no.
Thank you,
guys. Really.
I appreciate you too, man, because you know what's crazy is when I was coming down here, everybody was trying to prep me. They were like, yo, Charlamagne's going to say some crazy stuff to you. You know what I'm saying? And
See,
I think...
don't profile me.
Yeah.
Don't stereotype
Not
me.
at all. No.
Yeah.
Proud black man for the people, Charlamagne.
Now, can we hear some bars for people who may never have heard you rap? Maybe just a quick 16.
You could YouTube it.
It can be written.
Yeah, we can YouTube it.
There's a lot of people that watch this. You know people watch our videos.
I know people watch The Breakfast Club. I love The Breakfast Club. I don't think I'm going to rap on The Breakfast Club, though. I think when we get this relationship, which we are working out, then we keep come back up, and then maybe later.
He's not gonna give you the vagina right away, sir.
Charlamagne's like, oh man, I really appreciate you. Great artist. Now rap right now.
I'm gonna keep looking from afar. They tell me he got a fat ass. I'm gonna be like, oh word. I ain't never looked.
What?
I understood his reference. Let's not call him out on it. I knew what he was saying.
I didn't know
knew what he
he
was saying. He's cool.
Everybody's so homophobic for no reason.
For no reason, man.
Donnie, you got your trumpet. You want to play a little?
You know,
Damn, you would be hot if you.
it's really just for the Save Money sticker. But
Oh, he really do got his trumpet.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I carry this
No,
everywhere.
we're real players. We do this.
Yeah,
all
we
the
do
time.
this for real.
Y'all a band like the Roots.
Yeah, we're
We're a
a real
So
band,
if a late
real
night
players.
show was looking for another hot hip hop band.
Yeah, in like 10 or 15 years, they could hit us up and we'll come be the house
They gotta
band.
do.
Yeah.
Word. Social experiment. Okay.
And we appreciate you guys for joining us.
Yo,
Thank you
we
very
love
much,
being here.
man.
Thank you so much, Angela.
Love.
You look great. Envy, you the man. Charlamagne, you're a proud black man. I appreciate it.
You ain't give us no bars though, bro.
I didn't give you any bars, but we're going to come back, right? We're going to be back in here. This is the first time, but it's not the last
Listen
time.
to your music until you come back.
Okay. When I come back,
you
He's
come
not
to
gonna
the show.
do that.
Oh, yeah.
You can come to the show and listen to a whole bunch of bars.
All types of stuff. It's going to be a safe
Yeah.
environment, positive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Nothing
might like
safe
the
for
songs
Charlamagne
with
around.
Childish
Yeah.
Gambino, I think.
Excuse me?
You like Childish Gambino, right?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. I mean, he's cool. He's all right.
You don't like his music?
Not really.
All right.
You like Childish? That's
Johnny,
your
that-
guy.
Childish is my
Y'all
man.
really cool.
You guys got great
One of
songs
the
together.
strongest artists coming out right now.
I like the whole
huge fan base.
I like the whole Childish Gambino thing.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not necessarily like a fan of his music. He don't even seem that really committed to his music. I saw him the other night saying he might change his name now. Like,
right.
yeah.
I think he was just saying that he's got a new chapter opening up. I don't really know if that means he's going to make different type of music, but I'm excited for what he's going to make. I know that he's dope. I know he's got mad bars.
Yeah, he was up here defending you. He was, well, not defending, but he was saying you should be making just as much money as, who was it, G-Eazy?
Yeah.
Or somebody?
I mean, me and Childish are very close. He doesn't know how much money I make, but you know what I'm saying?
The chance looks like you're doing way better than G-Eazy.
Me and Childish are both good, but I know what he was trying to say, and
I
I'm glad he
don't.
made the point.
Because I said to him, Chance looks like you're doing way better than G-Eazy.
Yeah, I mean,
We don't know anybody's pocket.
don't nobody.
Who cares? You watch Childish Gambino does it. He's a good guy, though.
Yeah, great
My
guy.
goodness. Chance the Rapper, Donnie Trumpet. We appreciate you guys.
Donnie
for joining
Trumpet.
Thank you guys for
That's
having
his
me.
name? That's your name
Donnie
for him?
Trumpet.
Oh, I thought he was,
Did you listen to
I thought he was stereotyping you.
That's
Donnie.
crazy.
I thought it was Nico and Donnie. I didn't hear Donnie Trumpet.
His
I'm
real name
sorry.
is
I have lots of me's, you
Yeah.
know? There's lots of me's.
Well,
This
good,
guy
Good
here.
job, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you
man.
very
Yeah, we
much.
love
Like your
you, man.
energy.
Thank you guys.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.